Welcome to Top 5. I'm your host, Ayaz Akhtar, with a brand new bunch of comic book movies making waves. The Avengers, Age of Ultron, Batman vs. Superman, Ant-Man, and all of the sequels that will follow. We wanted to figure out what are the top 5 best comic book movies of all time. This list is sure to be controversial, so shall we get started? At number 5 is Iron Man. This is the movie that kicked off an incredible, connected Marvel Cinematic Universe. If Iron Man was a dud, there might not be an Avengers or an Avengers 2. Brilliant casting with Robert Downey Jr. as the jerky yet incredibly likable Tony Stark. Directed by Jon Favreau, it had the right mix of action and humor that Marvel Comics has at its best. At number 4 is the 1989 Batman, a movie that should not have worked at all. Beetlejuice, the guy who directed Beetlejuice, and Jack Nicholson. Really, like that's gonna work. Batman set a tone for what a grim and gritty comic book movie could be. Sure, Batman couldn't turn his head, but did you care? Batman had such cool gadgets and the Joker was off kilter, as he should be. Number 3, Marvel's Avengers. This movie pulled off the impossible. It balanced a large cast of heroes and a large cast of villains. This movie took years to set up, and each character in this movie acted in line with the way they did in their own solo movies. Added to that, this is the first really good theatrical Hulk. Don't get me started on Ang Lee's Hulk or the Incredible Hulk. It gets me angry. Before we continue, let's quickly talk about some honorable mentions. Hellboy, for successfully adapting Mike Mignola's indie comic book in a spectacular fashion. Then there's Blade. I saw the trailer for this movie after the stink of Batman and Robin was released, and people got excited by a comic book movie again. That's impressive. Number 2, Superman from 1978. You ever notice how the Man of Steel and Superman Returns didn't really get the tone of Superman right? Well, Superman 78 did. It featured an amazing performance by Christopher Reeve, who actually made Clark Kent and Superman appear to be different people. Clark Kent stammered and had bad posture. Superman was all confident and projected his superness. Don't think too hard about the plot though, since it boils down to Lex Luthor running a real estate scam with nuclear missiles. And the number 1 comic book movie ever is Dark Knight. This is like the Godfather Part 2 of comic book movies. Katie Holmes got the boot for Maggie Gyllenhaal, whose character is then killed by a version of the Joker that is wholly original. This Joker is an anarchist who drove Batman crazy because his patterns defied the logical rules that Batman lives by. Heath Ledger just steals the show as the Joker. Christian Bale and Michael Caine are terrific together, and Chris Nolan put together a fantastic story. And I didn't even get to mention Two-Face. I could probably keep on yammering about comic book movies forever, so go ahead, hit me up on Twitter if you want to talk. I'm at Ayaz. For more top 5s like this, check out top5.cnet.com. I'm Ayaz. Thanks for watching.